In the spring of 1861, a nation split in two. And as the first shots echoed across Fort Sumter, the world watched. But no one watched more closely than Europe. They expected chaos. They expected amateurs. They expected the United States to collapse in weeks. But what they witnessed instead shook every empire on earth. Because this war, the American Civil War, was not just America's tragedy, it was a warning of what awaited the world. This is the war that terrified Europe. Before the 1860s, Europe believed it understood war. Armies marched in perfect lines, generals led from horseback. Battles were elegant, predictable, controlled. But America tore that illusion apart. European observers arrived expecting to study a minor rebellion. Instead, they witnessed industrial killing on a scale the world had never seen. Railroads moving entire armies overnight, rifles cutting through formations at impossible distances, artillery leveling entire hillsides, soldiers digging trenches as fast as they fired their rifles. One Prussian officer wrote, "This is no war of gentlemen. This is a war of machines." The American Civil War became the first glimpse of modern warfare, and Europe was terrified. If any nation benefited from America's lesson, it was Prussia. Moltke the Elder and the Prussian general staff studied the Civil War like scientists. Photographs, logistics reports, battle maps, communications logs. They realized something revolutionary. War was no longer decided by bravery, but by speed and organization. Prussia learned how the Union replaced losses rapidly, how railroads shifted armies with lightning precision, and how telegraphs commanded entire campaigns in real time. And they copied it all. 4 years later, they tested these lessons on Austria and won a war in 7 weeks. Then, in 1870, Prussia crushed France in a lightning campaign that stunned Europe. The American Civil War helped create a new power, the future German Empire. France watched the same war, but saw something completely different. Many French officers were mesmerized by Confederate cavalry charges, romantic plantation culture, and the heroic image of Southern nobility. They admired the Confederate style. They admired the Confederate officers, but they ignored the brutal reality. The Confederacy lost because America had entered the industrial age. French observers overlooked trenches, field fortifications, long-range rifles, and artillery that shredded entire brigades. Napoleon III believed future wars would still be won with bold offensives and brilliant charges. But when Prussia came, France discovered the terrible truth. Their romantic vision of war collapsed, just like the Confederacy they admired. Of all European nations, none viewed the American Civil War with more urgency or more fear than Britain. This wasn't curiosity, it was survival. With Canada on America's border, Britain understood that if war ever erupted, they would face a military machine far more powerful than expected. British observers were stunned by what they saw: the speed of American mobilization, the scale of American industry, ironclads built faster than Britain could launch wooden ships, fortifications spanning entire landscapes, and armies, massive armies, raised in months. One British commander wrote, "If war comes, Canada cannot be held. America is too vast, too fast, too modern." Britain realized a chilling truth. The United States was becoming a military giant, one that could challenge the world's greatest empire. But among all British observers, one man saw further than anyone else: Colonel Henry Charles Fletcher. He walked through devastated towns. He stood in muddy trenches. He watched soldiers dig earthworks with desperate speed.
He saw long-range rifles destroy traditional formations. And he understood immediately. This was not America's future, this was Europe's future. Fletcher warned the British government, "The battlefield of the future will resemble those of Virginia." He predicted trench warfare. He predicted industrial slaughter. He predicted rail-based campaigns. He predicted artillery domination. His report was dismissed. 50 years later, when millions of men dug into the mud of the Western Front, everyone realized Fletcher had been right. Europe ignored his warning and paid the price in blood.
The American Civil War reshaped more than a nation. It reshaped the world. It taught Prussia how to rise. It exposed France's dangerous illusions. It forced Britain to rethink its empire. And it revealed a new kind of warfare: industrial, relentless, modern. Europe adapted slowly. America adapted instantly. By the end of the Civil War, the United States was no longer a fragmented republic. It was an industrial titan, a nation ready to step onto the world stage. In the smoke of Gettysburg, in the trenches of Petersburg, in the factories of the Union, a new superpower was forged. The American Civil War did not stay in America. Its lessons shaped Europe. Its warnings shaped the 20th century, and its legacy still shapes our world today.